Today is Sunday, March 22nd. It's not May. This is Sunday, March 22nd, and it's my first day of beginning the artist way. I had said yesterday that I was gonna do it, and today I am doing it. I did my artist pages for today, and the reason why I'm starting on a Sunday is because I want to be prepared for Monday in the week. I have to plan out the week so I can plan out my artist date and all of those things. My artist date has to be something free because I'm poor. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read week 1. I'm going to take note of the tasks that I'm going to do. I'm going to journal about those. And I'm going to put everything that I have to do into my week, so that I'm not flailing around on the first day of week 1. Yeah. I realized that my first time around reading this, I had, when I was reading the basic principles, I had highlighted the first one, which is creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. And I think that's going to be really important as I go through with this book and with my creative journey. It's the natural order of life. It's not okay. You wouldn't suppress your breath. You wouldn't suppress your breathing. You wouldn't suppress your need to eat or drink because you know that it sustains life. No matter how long you suppress it, unless you give into it, no matter how long you suppress it, unless you give into it, you'll die. Yes. And you don't want to, your body won't let you die in that way. You have some self-preservation. I want to apply the same kind of self-preservation and the same kind of importance to my creative work, because I don't feel like I should have to suppress it because of what other people think I need to be doing, or because of other plans that other people have for me, or other plans that I have for myself. No matter what, I have to continue in my creative practice because it's the natural order of life. I hadn't highlighted this point before, but I'm going to highlight it now. It's the very last one of the basic principles. So the first and the last, which I think is very nice. But it says, our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move toward our dreams, we move toward our divinity. That's important because one of the things I had said in my morning pages or in my tarot card reflection is that in order for me to accept this realignment that I feel is coming my way, I need to step into my divinity, into my divine energy. And as I move towards my dreams and the things I want to achieve, if I move toward them without being afraid of them, and then I will be moving toward my divinity, which is important. I have to find my divinity. I have to find that source in me that's higher than myself, you know? I'm reading through the what to expect section, and I feel like I should have definitely taken a closer look at this the first time around that I was doing this, because it says, working with this process, I see a certain amount of defiance and giddiness in the first few weeks, which is what happened. I went from week 1 to week 5 feeling very giddy and a little bit of defiance, okay? It felt life-changing. And then this entry stage is followed closely by explosive anger in the course's midsection. I was angry. I don't know if I should say angry. I couldn't do it anymore. I saw what it was asking of me, and I was kind of asking it, well, why are you asking this of me? I don't want to do it. And so I didn't do it. And so I quit at week 6. Which I feel like since I've done it once before, I'll be more prepared to not do it after. And I think I'm gonna have more people around me for support. You know, I don't think I can do it by myself. You can't step into your innate power all on your own. It's overwhelming. You need people that you can fall back on, who can push you back up when you fall down. I'm here right now, and it says, how do you know if you're creatively blocked? Jealousy is an excellent clue. And I feel like jealousy is one of those emotions that we repress and we don't allow it to come forward because it feels like a shameful emotion. But every emotion is a marker of something. If you're feeling jealous of someone or jealous of something, it's important to ask yourself why. Why do you feel jealous of that? Do you feel like you should be doing that? If you feel like you should be doing that, and then why aren't you? When you find the reason why you're not doing that, and then eradicate it. This digging deeper and going to the reasons of why you feel certain ways, even when the feelings are ugly, I feel like it's really important and something that I really want to be able to do during and after I finish this book. I'm reading this part, and I remember this is the same thing that I thought when I first read it too, where they're talking about this millionaire who buys art collection, who collects art and buys paintings and supports artists, and he gave this artist a year of living expenses so she could continue to make her art. And I remember the first time reading that, I was like, why doesn't anyone do that to me? Where do I find a millionaire who's gonna give me a year of living expenses so I can just do my art, Maybe I should be a millionaire. That's hard. Baby artists are urged to think and act like baby doctors or lawyers, which is very much true, especially with where I'm from. You don't think of yourself ever as an artist or think of yourself ever as someone who's going to become that. And when you're urged to think like someone else, someone that you're not, you convince yourself that that's who you are and that's who you have to become. And I started to kind of in the past couple of years break away from that thinking and think to myself, well, that's not all I have to be. I can be this too. That's what I had always felt like I was. And so returning to that and finding it in the place where it's been buried deep within me, that's one of my big goals as well. Another thing I want to note, audacity, not talent, makes one person an artist and another a shadow artist, which is really important. I feel like unless I have the audacity to think that my work is good enough and that my work will be appreciated by other people, it'll just stay in the shadows. I have to be audacious, I have to be bold, I have to be confident in the fact that I'm good at what I do and that it's amazing and that I'm one of the people who was put on this world and on this earth to create, and that other people will take something from the things that I create. I need to have that audacity, and people get villainized for thinking that they're better than others, but in order to do anything creatively, you have to think of yourself as better than other people. You have to think of yourself as better than people who don't make it, and that sounds really, really, really bad, but being an artist needs you to step outside of other-centered thinking. You have to be self-centered in a way. You have to be selfish and think of yourself and your own desires and really examine those and really see the places where you shine and where you're better, which is like other people are better at other things, and this is the thing that I'm better at, and I am better at it. I have to believe that I'm better at it in order to think that other people are going to care about it. I don't know if that makes sense, but stream of consciousness, sometimes it won't make sense. I think the thinking that you're better than other people, it comes back to the censor that she mentions is the logic brain trying to reach for what is safe, right? And the censor is going to tell you, well, it's not safe for you to think you're better than other people, because what if you're not? And what if you fall to the ground and you embarrass yourself? And which is when you have to tap into your creative brain and think, well, what if I am? What if I do rise up and I do create something bigger than myself, something that's going to last a long time, something that'll cement me in history, What if I can do that? Which is such a scary thing to ask yourself. You like just an ordinary person, and no one knows who you are, And you ask yourself, well, what if one day I'm not? It's so scary. Every time I make that sentence, my brain, I have like a panic. I'm getting goosebumps on my body. I'm having a physical response to thinking that, which is crazy. It's activating my fight or flight. But that's how I know that it's the right questions to ask. The things that you're afraid of the most are usually the things that you need to confront the most. And so I'm confronting this. So I finished reading and doing kind of the pre-work for week 1. I will begin, why did I say it like that? I will begin week 1 tomorrow with the morning pages with my affirmations. I'm going to now just sit down and plan my artist date, plan out my week. I'm gonna have to do some time travel exercises, and I'm gonna have to do affirmations and blurts, which are the protest to the affirmation. For example, if I say, I am a good artist, and the sensor in my brain is telling me, well, no, you just think that you are because you haven't met the people who really will criticize your work yet. That's a blurt. And I have to see where that blurt is coming from and confront it so that I can unblock that passage of my creative journey. But my henna, that turned out really nice. But I'm going to go finish up the pre-work. Reading week 1 a second time over was definitely very enlightening. I feel like I'm going to reap more benefits out of this book the second time around. I'm also going to try to make sure that I'm relying on my friends and relying on my support system so that I'm not alone in doing this, because being alone and doing it, it got really overwhelming, and I need to have that support. That's the first words that comes in the week 1. Artists need support. You can't just flail around. I need support. If I can't have my feet on the ground, I need someone else who's going to have their feet on the ground and who's going to be wanting to be there for me. But that's the end of my week 1 pre-work. I'll see everyone again, I guess, at the end of week 1 when I'm doing my week 2 pre-work.